गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरम्। आश्रम में सबका स्वागत है। जब भी मैं यहाँ आता हूँ लगता है यहाँ तो सब दादाजी बैठे हैं, बाबा जी भी बैठे हैं, तो ये तो संतों का ही जगह है। और नाना नानी और हमारी प्यारी प्यारी सहना आर्यना, come and Satish and this Karishma. So today this satsang we will dwell on, what is the title? Enlighten your life, Geeta Way. So Geeta Way of life. Audible to everybody?
Yes.
English only comfortable, no? All can understand English. Wonderful. So each one you have to give that packet. In that there is one book. There is one book. So small book. Because nobody has a time nowadays. It's a time of crash course. Everything is crash course. So today, in few minutes, we will see a crash course of Gita. In that there is one green book like this. All of you take it up. So today we will dwell on Bhagavad Gita in daily life. Because people think Bhagavad Gita may be meant for the rishis in the Himalayas, or maybe the retired people, or those who have no work to do, or somebody who failed in life, cannot do anything. So if you try to call somebody, come, there is such someone Gita, then they say, "Kyun? Kya problem hai?" But actually, those who have even not read Bhagavad Gita, they know this much at least, that it was told before the war began, not after. So life is no less than war. And there is an admixture of who are our people, who are not our people, confusion. And there is ample confusion about what I should do, what I should not do, what time I should do, what I should speak, whether I should not speak. Everywhere there is a oscillations in our mind. Because once we fix up something, then we can pour out our everything, what they call tan, man, dhan. But it doesn't get fixed only quickly. Whether I should go or not, whether I should go or not. And this is not once, it is every day. Different situations keep coming. So our own forefathers, they are actually scientists. Nobody knows them as a scientist. What is their area of research? Human life. Human life is their area. Because if you see on the television, there are so many channels which tell about the animals, Animal World or Discovery, Asia Planet, like the channels are there, they show the behavior of the animals. So when they want to do research on any one species, what do? Amongst all of them, they catch one sample. And nowadays they have this electronic gadget, they will fix some transmitter Then they will observe where it goes, what it eats, how it roams, how it communicates with others. For years, they study one sample. And when their research is complete, then they show that film. In just few minutes, they show us that film. But they may take it few months or sometimes a year to complete that, Then once they study one sample, then they can write a book. That this kind of species, they live like this, they eat like this, they communicate like this is their behavior. Now with study of that behavior, the other people, they decide their course of action with the animals. So sometimes when we see the people going so close to the tiger and snakes, looking at that only we get scared. How they are not scared? Because somebody has studied already and they know when it is not dangerous, when it is dangerous, what precaution you should take. So that dealing with them is very, very easy. So they can write a book that these animals are like this. Once I happened to go to Vidarbha, Nagpur side, and in whose house I stayed, their grandson had a hobby, and later on he made it career only, to go in the forest and then, and in that also he made specialization on the Indian cobra. The home people were so worried. Here is your name also, it comes snake, 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 and everybody will forget satsang, they will start running it. And if you have to do research, means you have to spend day and night with cobra. And he showed me so many photographs and this and that. And the home people were so upset. What are you showing the snakes and this? And then Swamiji has come, show something auspicious. He said, this is very nice. I said, okay, let him tell. He wanted to show so much, he wanted to tell something. Then he started taking my interview. He said, Swamiji, do you know? I said, what? What does cobra eat? I said, must be mouse or some frog. He said, no, cobra doesn't eat mouse or frog. I said, I don't know. That's what. Then I said, you tell. Then he told, it eats only snakes. I said, that is news for me. I said, yes, cobra eats only snakes. Come. So naturally, if it eats snake, that means it must be existing in that area where there are a lot of snakes. And if he has to do research, he has to go in that area. So he showed me photographs in that deep forest. They are a small hut like he was staying there, and when you're sleeping also on the roof, some snakes are going and he's shooting and camera. And when we saw that photographs only, we said, how can you live in such a place? How can you sleep when snakes are roaming here and there? Then he said, wonderful thing. He said, Swamiji, is very, very simple. Because we have studied how they behave, we know everything, you can predict everything about them. But when in holidays, when I come home, it is very difficult, Swamiji. We can't predict who will behave what. So I go back to the forest. So he will run away. That human beings, we can't predict who will behave what time. So there are books on all species, from mosquitoes up to elephant, everybody. They have written books and it is published and you can study very well. So this our forefathers, they thought, let us write one book on human beings. Now imagine how difficult task it is. If they pick up one sample amongst us for study, when they wake up, when it sleeps, what it eats, how it doesn't match with any other sample. It just doesn't match. I'm a bad jama.
No, sir.
Tell her.
Ada?
So how difficult it is, but they achieved it. They did a lot of research for a long time, and not one scientist, many of them. So when they used to go in the Himalaya and mountains and sit there, actually what they were doing, they were doing this research. And they wanted to publish one. How an ideal human being should be. How it should behave with the people, how it should deal with the objects around it, how it should deal with the environment. Like for our health, there is a chart always. Standard sugar, standard BP, standard everything, so many. So when something goes wrong, then they send us to the lab. And they say, test everything. When the test result comes, then they compare it with that. Whether it is more or less, accordingly the medication will be there. And once it comes normal, then you are a healthy human being. That is for our body. What about the mind? Is there any chart like this? Where we can also compare once in a while our health. How much angry we get, how much upset we get, how much ego we have, how much hatred, how much jealousy, how much love. Is there any standard chart? It would be nice then. Once in a while we can go there in the lab and we can check it. And whatever is less or more, we can correct it. So like the health of the body, then our health of the mind also will be fit and fine. Better. So is there such a chart? Is there any method? They say, yes, there is. Now Satish ji has just brought one new camera here. So with that camera there will be one book. Somebody has to study that book. How to operate, everything. Any new gadget we bring, TV, microwave, fridge, always there comes a book. And when you study that, then you can explore all the features given in that gadget. So one man with a lot of enthusiasm, he imported TV, he brought and called everybody, come see, and as soon as he started it, boom, suddenly blast and suddenly fire and smoke. And what is this? Then suddenly you saw that packing box, there was a book, it was written there. When you take it to another country, then you have to first, it was written in red letters, please do not start. But when he is reading that, already, so generally people like that after blast they read Bhagavad Gita. When everything is done, they say Gita Path karna hai. Already everything is done. The war is over, everything is over. Abhi baith ke kya kare? So I am happy that today all of you have come. So lucky, you must have done some punya deliberately or by mistake. Because whenever we organize program, always there is a big question. How many will come? Well, we don't know. So still Satish and Karishma ji, they did the adventure. So I am happy that all of you have come. So I tell you today, we are going to see some one or two pearls from this wisdom of our own forefathers, rishis. If we know a little bit of it, then our whole life is different. Like one or two laws of the science, if you know, then you can explore the complete world around you. That scientist who discovered the electricity, one law he discovered. Now you look at the world. Our full house is illumined and the temperature is controlled and even this mic, everything is because one person has explored one law of the nature. Like that the science is exploring different laws. The more you know, the more your life is beautiful, comfortable, joyful. Now all this is happening in the world around us. But the one who deals with the whole world, what is the science about it? Science about us. We have developed anatomy, and if anything happens to body, we can go to doctor. And there is awareness in the people about taking care. Some people go to yoga, some go to gym, some go for morning walk. Some don't go, they are lazy. But still they know that there is something to be done, a good act to be taken. There is quite a good awareness about it. Hmm? Similarly, about the intellect also there is a good awareness. Everybody knows that they have to send their children to school. Nobody keeps them at home. It's not an optional choice. If they understand, fine. If they don't understand, then something you have to, different tricks, and then you have to tell them school. That everybody knows. Everybody goes to school, college. So we study about the world around us, and the languages, and the history, and science, everything. So body is taken care, intellect is taken care. But when we deal every day, the large section of our life is what we deal with our mind and our emotions. So we don't have a chapter on that in our school, neither in college. Some people study psychology for the people who have become mad. That is when we go to psychiatrist and something is wrong, gone beyond control, then we go there. But otherwise, there is no preventive or how we should handle our mind. All things we learn, Right? From childhood we learn how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to drive. Everything, small things we have to teach. We don't take it for granted. Except one thing, what is how to think. That also to be learned, yes. Otherwise, it goes haywire in different directions. Imagine nobody goes to school, then what will they do? They will be worse than monkeys. Barbarous. So this is what is happening with the mind. So we have taken it for granted and then we are paying price for it. So the research done by our own grandfathers, our own forefathers, they concluded all the results of their experiment. Not one or two, many of them. And then they compiled it and made a book. So that we need not repeat the same mistakes again. If somebody says that, I also want to sit under a tree, I will also wait for apple to fall down, then I will also discover law of gravitation. Is it a fool or what? I already discovered many years. You just study in 5 minutes. Many people don't study that much also because it's only for 3 marks, so optional. So maybe one scientist has spent their life for discovering one law. But we studied it in 2-3 years course in our graduation. So many scientists laws we study. We did not do repetition again and then we move ahead. So what we are going through, the people must have worked on it. They also must be getting angry. They also must be depressed. They also must feel hatred, jealousy. How did they handle it? They must have also experimented with it. Whether if we eat something, can I control my anger? Can I stop eating something, then can I control? They must have done a lot of experiments. A lot of people did a lot of experiments, And what is the result, outcome? Because it cannot be one man's experiment, It has to be certified by all the scientists. So time tested, certified by all the scientists. So these scientists which work on the life of a human being, they generally are not known by the name scientist, even though they are the greatest scientists. They are known as the rishis, saints, sages. And their all prescribed knowledge is Bhagavad Gita. What is Bhagavad Gita? It is a manual for human beings. Like the gadget gets a book with it, and you reading that book, you can explore your TV or you can explore your microwave. Similarly, reading this book, you can explore your life. We do experiment with people, and sometimes some experiments go fail, then they go up to the extent of committing suicides also. What is the point in repeating same mistake? Already our forefathers have done it. And if you see on the globe, all over the globe, each country is known for some speciality. When you say you want to learn more about advanced knowledge about agriculture, then which country name comes to you? Israel. You want to know electronics and technology, advanced if you want to study, which country's name comes? Japan or Germany. If you want to live a free life, Where you want to go? US. Like that, every country, suddenly it flashes one special. Like that, all over the world, after doing all experiments, they look for a peace and how people live together and lovingly. What is the answer for so many questions in my life? Where were I before my date of birth? Where I will be after that? So many questions about life. And all these answers for the mystic things, where do they come? They rush to India. And we are here right now amidst it, Like somebody says, you've gone to Canada, you've gone to US, and have you seen Niagara? No. What is this? All of you went there, you didn't see Niagara. Like that they will, when you go, here in India, yeah. Did you study Gita? No. Yeah? Like that. Once I went to Rishikesh, Haridwar, Rishikesh, and they said, you went there? Yes. Then did you eat that mithai? Which mithai? He said, Choti wala. There is one Choti wala. I don't know whether you have seen. So next time I think you will see that only. I said, we went for Ganga Snan, so we wanted to see Ganga first time, we took bath. They said, you didn't see Choti wala? Then we searched where it is. And really there is one shopkeeper, he sits with a long choti and welcoming all the customers. It's comment. You didn't see that? Like that every city has in Pune, because you did Bakarwadi? No? Then what did you see? Like that in our life, they say, you never heard any one sloka of Bhagavad Gita? Then what? Now after this today's satsang, it will not happen. Right? Because we are going to see the essence of Bhagavad Gita in our daily life. We don't want to become pandits, we don't want to become scholars, we want to use it in our life. So today in this small book we will see, it's titled as Gita in Daily Life. So what is Gita? I told. Now let us see what is daily life. Everybody has the book, you take it out. I will be telling you.
Anybody else for the bag?
Who has not got? She has not. Pass it on. Yes. Take out the green book in that. So somebody asks you now, what is Gita? What you can answer? It's a manual of me. Not human being. You should say it's a manual about me, myself. So when we get, why do I behave like this? Search here, you will find answers. Why do I get irritated? Why do I do it? All answers are given. Once we understand ourselves, then we already understand everybody. Because others, what is going on in their mind, you can never predict. Because what we behave and what is going on in our head is always different. Suppose you plan for some nice holidays, and you're planning from few months. In the holidays, this time we'll go somewhere. In the work, 2-3 years you didn't get time. So you planned nicely this the holidays. And you planned everything beautifully, you booked the place, everything in detail you planned. And when you are about to leave, suddenly ting down, guests come. What else? Aye, please come. You are smiling, welcoming in mind. What is something else. Abdi Anand hai, So we don't know what is going on inside, what is outside. So we cannot study anybody else in this matter. We can study only ourselves. At the end of the day, when you sit down, maybe you have a tea time, then you can just do recap. Like they do the serials, no? They do recap what has happened earlier. Like that if you do from morning recap. It's very funny, I tell you, very interesting also. Why did I smile that time? I didn't want to smile. Actually, I wanted to give what to do. I had to manage this relationship. I want to manage this. And फिर वो गुस्सा हो गया तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. It's very interesting to see because in TV serials and all that you can see only what they are behaving, what is in their head going on. That is most of the time doesn't match with what you are behaving. You know? So it is very interesting to study ourselves. And this ability is only for human beings. Dogs and cats and none of the species can do this. They may be very intellect in doing something outside. There are some birds without GPS, they come in different season here perfectly. They don't need mobile range, they don't need anything. There are very puzzling abilities in so many animals. Night some animals can see, some can hear much better than us, some can see much better than us, some can smell better than us. They all surpass us in some or other way. But in one ability, none of them have. What is that? They cannot look at themselves. They cannot sit down and analyze. You will never see a dog or a cat, how much ever trained they may be, sitting down and thinking. Morning I have bitten that man, and it was correct or wrong? I think he was a good man, let me go and say sorry. No, they can't do all that. They can jump on your order, they can do anything on your order, but they themselves cannot sit down and think. That ability is none of the species on the world they have. It's only with us. Don't feel that much good because just because we have it doesn't mean we use it. Many of us we don't use. And that is the ability which makes man supreme. Otherwise, using the intellect in the outside world, we have damaged the world only. Nobody can call this as an intelligent animal. We only call ourselves. I don't know what other animals must be calling us. They must be calling, there is one species which is fool. So they never want to see us also, they run away. We go to see them in the jungle and zoo and all that. Because they are attractive, they are beautiful. But nobody comes to see us. They run away from us. But we call ourselves most intelligent animal in the group. You only call yourself. Nobody else is calling. So when can be the really intelligent? If he uses this ability by which he can analyze himself by himself. Why this ability is to human being? Because God has given us freedom. See, when the freedom is there, then sometimes it is problematic. Suppose you give a lot of choice when you go in the restaurant. They are confusing. You decide an order. Why? So much freedom you use, no? Some are intellectual laziness is there. They don't want to take decisions. They want to hang on somebody's shoulder. Where, what you are taking, what you are taking, I also say. Are you so lazy, they don't want to think also. Then something comes, then they say, why did you get this? But you had given credit. That time you didn't use. So most of us, they have this herd mentality. That person has taken house, that person has taken house, that person I also must take house. But already you have 4 houses. That he doesn't think. So our intelligence we hardly use for analyzing ourselves. And the whole secret key is from there. So at the end of the day, you must keep 5 or 10 minutes just for yourself, to look at yourself. Many things nobody has to tell you also. You yourself will start understanding. Why so many days I didn't? Because you never get time for yourself. Once you get this hobby, I tell you it will be so interesting, most interesting than any serial or movie. It's very interesting to work on ourselves, reaching new heights, achieving new values in our life. It's very interesting. So when we say Gita in daily life, so in daily life means what? What do we do in daily life? We have a routine work, we get up, then we take a bath, then we prepare ourselves, then go to office or go to work or in home, whatever work, we do that. That's our routine work. Then we have sometimes some occasional works. Somebody falls ill or some guests come or some different problems. So one is routine and some other unexpected things which you have to handle. So these two put together is our daily life. So while doing this daily life, our life is progressing fast. It doesn't. One thing happens in life without you doing anything is growing your age. You don't have to do anything. It grows automatic on its own. It's running fast. So Guruji, he says, between this routine work, and sometimes some urgent work. Suddenly some notice has come. You have to go rush and some accounts notice has come in. You leave everything routine and go there and attend. Or somebody falls sick. Then it's urgency, you have to run to doctor. So between this routine and urgent, we miss out what is important to be done in life. Because this will never end. Routine and urgent will never end. So what is most important in life, that is sometimes missed out. But unless we handle this routine and urgent, we will never get time for that also. Anybody you ask for, they want to do themselves so many things. Forget about studying Gita. They themselves want to paint something, they want to learn music, they want to... Their own wish is there, but they say, time hi nahi hai, kya karu, time hi nahi hai, kya karu, time hi nahi. So where the time goes? In handling this routine and urgent. Like I remember when we learned the swimming, then they exert so much, and they think they must have covered a lot of distance. So when they see, it is hardly a meter of nothing, simply of sweating. Why? Because they have not learned yet that art. Then slowly the coach teaches. Then minimum energy is spent. When we see on the television how they go, like a fish, so fast and sinking. Very little energy they spend, but very fast. So if we want to take out for something important in life, then we must first develop this art of handling our routine work and this urgent work. Now in this routine and urgent, what is the... Now let us go analyze. Like this building, if we want to make strong, then what should be strong? Each brick should be strong. The steel used should be strong. And when you take care of one brick, you have taken care of the whole building. Like that in our life, what is life? One experience, then second experience, then third experience, then fourth experience. Series of experience. So in the day, suppose you have most of the experiences, happy experiences. One or two small unpleasant thing happened. So overall you say today's day was a happy day. And if it is other way, आज कुछ भी ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, पता नहीं क्या, सुबह से सब कुछ, everything is going on haywire. Hardly any one or good thing. So they say today's day was waste. It was a bad day. Similarly in a week, how you calculate? Out of 7 days, suppose 5-6 days are good, 1 or 2 days were okay, little difficult. So say overall the week was happy and nice. But if it is opposite, 5-6 days goes, and then this week was very bad. Either health-wise or business-wise or relation-wise. We analyze like this. Similarly for the month, if out of 4 weeks, if 3 weeks are wonderful, they say this month was overall wonderful. Same is for the year. So generally at the end of the year, what they say? Happy New Year. That means the previous was not that much happy. Hope, let us hope this year at least will be happy. And the same story repeats. Similarly, years. If most of the years in your life are happy, then you say my overall life is happy. Otherwise, not. So we come down. From the life, the years, then months, then weeks, and then days, hours, minutes, seconds. So right now, one experience I am going through. Then there will be another experience. Then there will be another experience. So if we take care of one experience and make it strong and happy and joyful, then you have taken care of whole life. You don't have to think so much that how the whole life and what will I do. You don't have to take that burden. Like for the building, you don't have to worry so much, how much ever big building may be. You just have to take care of one strong brick, one strong cement. That's all. Then the building, whatever building you make, it will be strong only. Like that, if you see one experience and you understood how to make it joyful, then you are taken care of whole life. Understood? This much okay? Now let's go to the section of experience. One experience. Now right now all of you are sitting here. Some people are happy. Some are saying Swamiji doesn't have watch, he has kept it, but he's going to see or not, he's going to stop on time or not. I have to watch. Those who came early, they got chair, they are sitting comfortably. Some are different experiences. You're laughing at me, you're certifying. Yes, it's correct, I'm correct. So at a given point of time, different people have different experiences. So in experience, what is there? There are three factors. What is that? One, who is experiencing, that is I. Second, what I am experiencing, that. And the third thing is how I deal with it. Got it? So I have to deal with what? I have to deal with the objects. Objects means like house and furniture and car. These are called inert objects. Then I have to deal with different situations. Suddenly sometimes electricity goes. You have planned everything wonderfully. Suddenly gas finished. You have planned everything nicely. Gas came and suddenly gas finished. So the situation comes. So one, you have to deal with the objects. Second, you have to deal with the situations, events. And third and most toughest, what is it? People around. So there are only two types of people. What is it? One who have a lot of difficulties and who are difficult. So you have to deal with that. What to do? So these three things if we learn, then you can master your experience. Once you master the experience, you have mastered the series of experiences. Then you have mastered the day and week and month and year and life. Got it? Got it? So daily life means what? Experience, series of experiences. And Gita is what? It's a manual about us. So now we are going to see combination of these two in this Gita in daily life. Right from childhood I had a habit of reading books. Whenever I get any book or novel or anything, I always go to last page. Some of us have that habit, I don't know. So we'll go to last page. Last but one. Page number 21. What is it? Points to ponder. Here they are summarizing everything. What is written in the book. So once we read this list, those who are intelligent, they can walk out. Those who still didn't catch it, they can sit down. Then we'll ponder over it. So what is the first point? Knowledge has to be assimilated. We'll see it. Anybody understood? No? Okay, then sit down. Okay. Second point. Knowledge that is internalized will spring into action spontaneously. Just remember, don't have to worry. Keep the point. Third, knowledge that is not assimilated and reinforced in action will fade away in due course of time. Fourth, equanimity or equal vision samatha is the golden rule of Gita. Fifth, material objects, understand the unique value of each object and use it accordingly. Sixth, experiences. Maintain your poise through the dual extremes of experiences. And seven, last, people. Accept everyone as they are and relate to them in the appropriate way. Okay. Now we'll see one by one. What is the first point? Knowledge has to be assimilated. Now always many people say, वो मुझे सब समझता है, but what to do? Some justification there. I can't do. I understood, but I can't do. So there is a difference between the theory and the practical. Now let us see. Suppose you are taking a tea and the other person tells you that there is poison in that. Now this is what? Knowledge. You got the information? Yes. Then can you say, I can't do it practically. Let me see how it tests. No confusion. Huh? Even if you have a doubt whether he is saying yes or no, I said, why to take a risk? Now what to do? You have only heard the knowledge, there is poison. Now what you should do? Is there any doubt? No doubt. You know what to do. Very well you know what to do. Why? Because the knowledge is very clear. You know very well what is poison. You know what are its consequences. Everything is so clear in your mind that you don't have to tell separately what to do. The knowledge itself is sufficient. Somebody is walking on a mountain and is going ahead. And there is such a tall grass is there, he cannot see. But the person from a distance is able to see. So he shouts there, "Are, there is valley in front of you." This is what? Knowledge. Now what he should do? He is not able to see that. So he is going on. Because people say. He is going on. Because such a beautiful thing, he is taking his photograph, he is going on. So he has to tell a second sentence. Please stop, don't go ahead. Now what is the need of second sentence? Maybe he has not understood what he has said in the first. Maybe he has not seen it clearly. That is why there is need of second sentence. What to do. Otherwise what to do is not required. So when we learn something and we say, I know it but I cannot do it, it is not actually true. That means you have not completely understood it. Otherwise there will be no gap. So what is the point says? Knowledge has to be assimilated. Now clear? So if we see that there is a gap, then that means we have not understood it properly. Some people say, exercise has to be done, it is good for your life. Kya karu? But there is time nahi hai, hota nahi hai. Wonderful. Somebody says, your car is showing fuel tank empty now. You better fill petrol. Time in here. Okay, then go. Then go ahead. Whatever time you save, later on you have to push it and bring it again back. Some people don't take care of their hair. They go on and on and on. No time to eat, no time to sleep, and stress themselves and do like a mad person. So whatever time they save, then they have to spend all the time in the hospital. And whatever they have earned, plus some interest and loan, they have to spend it in hospital. When they are telling you should do something 20 minutes, samajh gaya main, but I don't have no time. That means you have not understood. Otherwise there will be no gap. We have not fully understood its consequences, and we have not truly, in all respects, we have not understood it. Only superficially we have understood. So we must understand the knowledge, and we must bridge this gap. Suppose you don't do this, then what happens? Somebody read a wonderful book. There it was written, what are the benefits of getting up in the early morning. Then he was very inspired. Then he put an alarm, 5 o'clock morning. So many years, he never got up, so suddenly how can it? So that alarm disturbed his sleep. So generally he used to get up at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. That day he woke up at 10 o'clock. Because sleep was disturbed, so additional. So I feel very frustrated. What is this? Again second day he tried. Same story, third day, fourth day. At the end of the week he said, all these birds, they get up early morning. They do chirping, chatter. What do they achieve so much? What is the point in getting up so much? So his intellect start justifying the reverse. So our actions should be following our intellect. But if you fail to do that in a stipulated time, then the reverse happens. Your intellect starts serving your actions. If somebody questions, what do you do like this? Meri Marji. Like there was one song also like that. Meri Marji, like that. I don't know other lines. They don't want to apply any logic or anybody questions. They don't like at all. So the beautiful intellect which can explore their life is in the service of their wrong actions. Like we have a military campus here. No? So the military officers, they have one soldier in their service standing outside. And that one soldier is, like one that commando. He has the ability to fight at a time with 50 people, 20 people without weapons. And if weapon is given, then he can handle the big affair. That's why any natural calamity or anything goes beyond control of even police, then they call military. Even if flood comes, call military. I mean, anything goes beyond our routine things and local police, then they call military. Why? Well, they are specially trained. They can overcome their emotions. It's very difficult, if you see or hear the stories when the natural calamities, when they come, when you hear that stories, it's very difficult to work there. It's not easy to see that death around and that loss. Normal people, when they go in enthusiasm to help, they only have to be served again. It becomes a problem. It's not an easy job. So much infection and no proper food and no proper water, and to see all around that, everything, your own emotions and reactions, and not easy. So military man has to. He's strong physically, he has full control over his mind, he knows how to do the action, he's called. Such a one soldier is at your service. What you can do from him? Anything you can achieve. What is the work you are giving to him? Oh, kothmir khatam ho gaya, coriander, please get it. So he's getting, he's told whatever is milk packet finished, go and get it. So he's at your service. But what work you are getting from him? All faltu things. Like that is our intellect. It can explore. One Vivekananda, when he explores his intellect. One Sadhu Vasani. Generations can be guided when they explore there. Each one of us has potentially such an intellect. But what we are taking from it? Some faltu things. What did that person say? Why did he say? I will show him. I will usko ठीक कर दूंगा, इसको ठीक कर दूंगा. Everything मैं सब ठीक कर दूंगा. अपना दिमाग छोड़ के. Except myself, I want to set up everywhere. Understood? So, what is the point? The knowledge must be assimilated, means it must be understood in depth. So there will be no gap between the action and the knowledge. If there is a gap, we must work on the understanding thoroughly. What is its consequences? You must see the other people, Human beings only can learn from other people. And that's why there is school, and that's why there is a Gita. Animals cannot. Their grandfathers cannot pass on that knowledge to the grandchildren, People can sit in they're sitting down. Come. मेरे पास छड़ी नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, मैं कुछ नहीं करूँगा. Come, Linda. Sitting down can occupy there. So now you understood? If we have not understood, then we must spend time in understanding it thoroughly. See the other people, what they have done, everything, and become wise. Animals, they cannot be taught anything. That's why for generations, when human beings catch the animals, the same method they use. The fish, how you catch the fish. Same from here, same method they are using. The grandfather fish cannot tell the grandson, I got cut up like this, or my friend got cut up, you don't do this. They cannot teach like that. Human beings can. Not that the grandchildren will listen, but there is scope at least to learn. Generally nobody can teach anybody anything. But if you want to learn, then there is a lot of scope. You can learn from your experiences, you can learn from others' experiences, you can learn from the books written by the people and become wise and not to repeat those mistakes. So we must spend everyday time in studying about ourselves. That means one sloka of Bhagavad Gita at least. Because this is the book about me, myself. Got it? And if we fail to do that for a long time, then we'll start doing reverse. Devil quoting the Bible like that. Some wrong example, he fights with the wife and then he says, Rama also sent his wife. Acha. Then he killed Ravan also. So एक गुंडा आ गया तो you run away. Krishna also did like that. Rama also they quote something wrong for justifying their action, not studying it in properly. Everybody says justification of their own what they do. We should stop this justification. In spirituality, your life open book. Because if you are interested in your progress, then everybody's question you should listen. Because it is free auditing. Somebody is doing free auditing of your life. Wonderful only. And generally we don't like. But there was one saint here, Sant Tukaram Maharaj. He says, let critic be my neighbor. Nindakache gara asave shedari. Why? Because you will keep eye and keep on pointing all my faults. Free of charge. You don't have to pay. If you are interested in your progress, then all the critics people you will welcome. Generally we don't like. But really speaking, they are the best people because they help us progressing. If you look from a different point of view. So best thing is that we analyze our life. Then this gap will be bridged. Okay? So second point is knowledge that is internalized will spring into action spontaneously. When you know there is a poison, clearly you have understood consequences, naturally you will not drink. Nobody else will tell you that additionally. That is true in all the laws of life. So if you understand the Bhagavad Gita perfectly, then nobody has to tell you and there will be no confusion about how to deal with people, how to deal with objects, how to deal with situations. So we must spend time there. Okay. Next point. Knowledge that is not assimilated and reinforced into action will fade away in due course of time. As we saw, we will start justifying and then slowly that knowledge will fade. What is in Gita? I asked somebody. Somebody, I think Arjuna told Krishna something. No, Krishna told Arjuna. Like that is so. Slowly they start forgetting. And gone. Life is not infinite. Slowly our all faculties also they start diminishing. Generally for listening to Gita today, I am lucky because generally what kind of people come? Those who cannot hear, they generally come to sit here. Those who cannot sit down, if they sit down, they cannot get up. And by mistake, if they hear something, they can't understand. If by mistake they understand, they immediately forget by the end of the day. But when you are in such a dialogue condition, that time they come to listen. What is the use? Our faculties are not forever. We must catch through these faculties that which is to be caught. So later on, even if it is not there, we need not worry. What is to be seen, that should be seen. So later on, if vision is gone also, we are not worried. We have got what we wanted to catch. What is to be studied, I already studied. Now even if my memory goes, doesn't matter. I have heard what is to be heard. Now even if I can't hear, it's okay, wonderful. There are people like that. They freed themselves, independent. And they got complete freedom from their fear of death also. And they are called Mrityunjay. They conquered the fear of death also. What to talk of other fears. And all our forefathers, they wanted us to be like that. They wanted all of us must be fearless, complete fearless. Such people only live the life actually. Others keep on dragging like a football. Somebody is kicking from here, somebody is kicking from there. They don't have a choice. When can you implement your choice? When you are not affected by all these things. Then you can do what you want. Otherwise you will keep on reacting. Got it? Okay. Now what is the central theme of the Bhagavad Gita? Equanimity or equal vision. Samatha is the golden rule of Gita. I told you it's a crash course. So Swamiji, I don't have time. Just tell in one sentence. What is taught in Gita? Yes. I don't need sentence. It is too long. One word is sufficient. What is it? Samatha. Equanimity. What is that? But for that you have to hear sentence then. If you are that intelligent, then you should catch the word only. No, we are not that intelligent. Okay, then read some more slokas. What is samatha? Now we have seen that we have to deal in the three aspects. First one is material objects. We have to deal with the material objects. So what does the Gita say? Samalostasma kanchana. What does it mean? It means we should have an equal vision in our understanding so that we deal with all the object with equanimity. Equanimity means what? How can you deal equally with all objects? Something is gold, something is just stone, useless stone. How can you deal equally? Now understand. Equal vision means what? You should know the value of each object and it should be used for that purpose. For example, a dog is chasing you. What is more useful? Stone is more useful. Gold is. With jewelry, then it is, of course you cannot hang those stones in. You got the point. Right time, right thing is required and it has its value. You must have heard that story of that king who was so fascinated by the gold. You must have heard that story. So he does tapasya and then he gets a boon, whatever he touches becomes a gold. So he comes home, then he wants to eat food, then it becomes gold. Then he touches his children, then they become gold. And so again he has to do tapasya and say, no. So if you do not know the value of each thing and use it for right thing, then what will happen? You will end up in a mess. Each thing has its value. You cannot extract more than that. Like when you go to sugar cane shop, then they put that sugar cane in that machine. So one sugar cane if you put, then it gives us say 2-3 glass of juice. Now again you put that, again you put, full day you are putting it. More and more juice will come? No, your juice will come, you will start sweating. So beyond certain point when you try to extract something from that, then you start sweating. So you should know, this is the kind, that's all, you should stop. So what is spirituality? Learning where to stop. Now I must know where should I stop my lecture. If I don't stop, if I go on and on and on and on, so one by one, everybody will disappear. While eating, I must know where to stop. While earning money, I must know where to stop. While spending money, I must know where to stop. Everywhere, if you know where to stop, then your life will be beautiful. How will you know where to stop? You must know its value. Beyond that, if you do, it's all fatigue and sweat. No use. So how to deal with objects? Each object has its utility and it should be used for that. Beyond that, if you do, then you start sweating. Not enjoying. You start sweating. No more enjoyment. You become slave of the objects. Thereafter they don't give you happiness. They squeeze. Understood? Okay. Now second, experiences. Maintain your poise through the dual extremes of experiences. Once when I was traveling, one man came and sat next to me. He said, "Can you tell forecasting? Jyotish, do you know?" Then I said, "Yes, I know." I don't know actually. But I said, "Yes." Seriously, I said, "Yes." Then he showed it. I said, "There are only two things can happen in your life." What is that? Whatever you wish, either that will happen or it will not happen. Then he got so angry. What else is the podcast? हमारे मन के जैसा होगा या मन के जैसा नहीं होगा. That's all. There is no third thing. Now, before starting any work, you should tell your mind this. Before, not after. Before starting any work, you should tell what can happen. Either it can happen or it cannot happen. That's all. Because everything is not in your hand. There are so many other factors also. So I will do my part. It may happen, it may not happen. If it doesn't happen, what will I do? Already keep ready. If it happens, what will I do? Already ready. Once you have prepared your mind like this for both extremes, then when do the action, then whatever comes you can easily accept it. They always say keep quiet, keep your mind calm, but they say afterwards. This should be done before. Before starting only you should prepare your mind. Then what happens? That worry about what will happen if it doesn't happen, that goes away. Once the worry goes away, then your full mind is available for the work. Then you do the excellent job. And everything has its own time. If not today, tomorrow, not tomorrow, afterwards. So Gita's concluding slok says, whenever somebody works in this spirit, he is bound to get successful. And all the wealth and prosperity and name runs behind it. So those who don't run behind it, it runs behind it. It is like that. These boys, girls, they also give tips like that. Don't give too much loose, don't, then you come behind. If you run too much, then you know that law actually. So use it for yourself. Then you can handle any experience. Got it? Now the last one. What is that? Dealing with the people. How to handle it? Give up handling it. That's all, that is simple. Why you want to correct everybody? There are different things in the world, Once you accept it is like that, it is only your question how to deal with it. Like there is a fire. Whenever anything comes in contact with fire, it catches fire. Nobody says why fire is like this. It is like that. So suppose something is burned, we don't blame fire. We tell somebody else. Somebody must be negligent. Must have come in contact with fire somehow. So we'll blame that person. Never the fire. Why? Because we have accepted fire is fire. Water is water. Stone is stone. Like that, if you understand this person like this. First experience only you come to know. You are intelligent people. Then once experience, understood. Now you know how to do. You work on yourself. How to handle. Like there is in the garden you go, you see the beautiful rose flower, you go to pluck it and then the thorn gets. Next time you go, again the thorn. Third day you go, again. You're mad or what? Now you know there are thorns always below. It's a total package. So either you wear gloves or you see properly. Once you learn that art, you will never complain. Why the God has given thorn? It's like that package. So each individual is like that. Each individual means we. Don't immediately start understanding, my mother-in-law is like that. Not like that. You are also like that. You want everybody should accept me as I am. Correct or not? If I make mistake, I want they should give me one more chance. Immediately they should. Like that we expect me. So once you also make it like this, that's all. Then only you try. Sometimes you do experiment. ऐसा करके देखेंगे वैसा. Some experiments may go fail. It's okay. It's a sport. Nobody wins in the sport every day. And there will be no fun also if you win every day. Yeah? So once you take this approach, then you have to only work on yourself. And your world will be beautiful. You don't have to set so many things. And the world can go with its pace. People can go with their own funny ways. You enjoy everything you can enjoy. So unpredictable it is. So it is so thrilling. Somebody sits next to you and tells all what is going to happen in the movie. What will happen? You are so irritated. Like that your life is so wonderful. You don't know what will happen next time. So interesting movie. And you are part of it also. 3 dimension, 4 dimension. So enjoy. Some climax will come, something will have up, down, up, down. So Gita in daily life. So in the short time we have seen 1 or 2 pearls only, so beautiful. There are many jewels in the Bhagavad Gita like this. So every day take a little time, read 1 or 2 slokas, try to understand. 1, 2 slokas also if you understand is enough for life actually. Like they say that nectar is there, no? 1 or 2 drops enough. You don't have to drink so much. But if you have more also, no problem. You can enjoy. Once you understand how to handle your life, then everybody would like to be in your vicinity. How do you handle like this? How you don't get angry? How you don't get upset? That time you tell, no, you can't do it, leave it. Batao, what is it? Then you tell. Secretly, I learned from Gita. Well, in the beginning if you say Gita, then they will learn. We are not that old, now why you want? So then our pressure, prestigious thing, how we keep it in locked room. We don't tell everybody. You got to keep it with you. Use it. Then when your life starts shining and the fragrance comes from your life, everybody around you also feels happy. Why? Because you are happy. You have learned how to be happy in chaotic world. So everybody needs, of course, that. So your living itself becomes joy for the whole world. So I wish such a wonderful and joyful life to all of you. And once again, thank you so much to Satish and Karishma for pulling all of us together. So may God bless them and all saints bless them. And today we have something, one more special thing. You know what is that? Somebody's birthday. So we'll sing a birthday song for it. No? There's one beautiful birthday song, and it has a divine message also, and all our best wishes also, and a guideline also. So we'll give the birthday gift also. How many of you know this Janma Dinamidam birthday song? Nobody. 2, 3 only knows. So they'll learn also this. We'll sing together. For Nani. Janma Dinamidam Ai Priya Sakhe Shantanotu Te Sarvada Mudam Prarthayamahe Bhavashatayushi Ishvara Sada Tvam Rakshatu Punya Karmanam Kirti Marjaya Jivanam Tava Bhavatu Sarthakam Janma Dinamidam Ai Priya Sakhe Shantanotu Te Sarvadamudam Sarvadamudam Sarvadamudam. May God bless us with long and fruitful life, doing a meritorious action and making everybody happy. Come. This is Gita for listening and seeing and learning. Happy birthday. It's a wonderful way to celebrate happy birthday, birthday. It is something different than the party, different and memorable for the whole life. So we wish Nani beautiful life, fruitful life, healthy life, long life with all the family. God bless.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thanks to all of you who are here with me today. It's really going to be a memorable one.
So I took from book so that you can go home and then again read it and dwell it, and then you can say, I know Gita. Like somebody passes in the helicopter from Pune, they can also say, I have seen Pune. Yeah? But if you come down and roam here, something more you will know. Like that you can read, something more treasure you will see. So we'll conclude. Shanti Path. Thank God for making this happen. Wonderful. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.